Welcome back! This should be the final part of my playthrough of The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past on Super Famicom, known in Japan as Legend of Zelda: Triforce of the Gods. As with most of my videos, I'll be providing translations of any on-screen Japanese text into English, and hopefully for those trying to learn like me, this will be helpful. Where I transcribe the original Japanese kana, I put hiragana in white, katakana in brown, and kanjis in blue. I follow that with a phonetic reading in our own Roman alphabet, then literal word-for-word meanings, and finally my interpretation of the actual meaning in English. Since I'm still learning myself, there may be errors or glitches, but I find it helpful to really break things down as part of the learning process. In the last video, we had just completed the Ice Palace and made our way to the entrance of Misery Mire. That is where we begin now. We are still gathering up the crystals that imprison the descendants of the Seven Sages so that they can help us break Ganon's seal and let us attack his stronghold before we can finish joining the Light and Dark worlds, allowing him to complete his conquest. Misery Mire is a relatively complex dungeon, and I'm going to do my best to get through it efficiently, but it's been a really long time, so I'll use some editing if I go down some blind alleys or waste big amounts of time to make for a smoother viewing experience where we can focus on the Japanese and the nostalgia associated with this legendary game. The big room we just finished is certainly a hub for lots of different areas in the dungeon. So now I'm just going to try to find some of those initial items, the compass, the map, see where I can find myself. But I don't remember where everything is specifically, so I'm doing my best to follow the little cues that it gives us to lead us in any given particular direction. So I feel like that was maybe a waste of time in that room, so we'll continue exploring around elsewhere. Everything's attacking you here. Keys are useful. Still so many locked doors around here. Kind of miss the first two Zeldas that give you a master key towards the end of the game that makes you not have to keep looking for all of these individual ones. But I guess with the big key system in this game, they decided that wasn't going to be necessary. Gonna continue collecting my fairies with these guys. Help keep me alive a little longer. I think this dungeon has a lot of little rooms where you can get keys that you don't really need too, which is always annoying because then you also have doors you don't really need. And that can extend the dungeons quite a bit if you have to go hunting for a key that wasn't really intuitive. Another treasure chest. Aha! We have a compass. So now we just need the map and the big key. And of course, whatever big treasure we can get after we have the big key. All right, there's a big key door. So clearly this is a place I'm going to have to get to later, but not quite there yet. And that little gray warp pad suggests that I'll be able to warp there from somewhere. Man, two of these laser guys. Ooh, and a bomb-dropping slug. Youch. Oh, and a dead end. But at least I have sort of a positioning on another treasure chest. Never hurts to be able to go up to the next floor, see what's going on there, and a full of magic refill. So things are looking up in many ways. Ooh, that was a nice little pitfall trap there. Alright, I believe I have to light these 2 torches and do it fairly quickly. And then get the 2 over here. At least this one keeps these things in position. Oop, there we go. Something is moving. And taking its time at the same boot. Hope I didn't freeze it. Oh, there we go. It's starting to make me nervous. Alright, I believe this room was shorter before I moved those torches light up. I think if I can beat all 4 of those guys and they're up here, I can get something, but probably have to use one of the crests to do it. At least they're giving me a lot of hearts. Alright, into the suspicious hole we go. And Eureka! The big key! So now I can use that door that I saw. Well, this wouldn't have been very accessible. Aha! Just like I thought. Now I've got a little maze of warp paths, perhaps? Looks like a good opportunity to collect some more fairies. I think all my jars are full already. So I'm in great shape. We have another big key door there. A lot of places I haven't explored yet. It's another big complicated room. It's not a friendly trap. Guess it's always good to have a key on hand though, so that was worth it, presumably. Glad those things were down. Ooh, the map. Good. I got everything. Well, except for my special weapon, or whatever. Good example of a key that I probably didn't get much value out of using. I think they always make sure there's at least one key for every lock, but might have to find another one now that I maybe didn't need to before. Ah. Ooh, nasty room. The Cane of Samaria, or staff. Sue, the Japanese word, can kind of mean wand, staff, wand, cane, basically anything to do with being a stick that you carry around. I want to get back to that door, but I gotta be on the right level. More of these bomb guys. There we go. This will take me back. Yep. Nothing like a dark sub-basement. And the switch there seems to need to be held down, of course. That's what this Staff of Samaria can do. It can make those little blocks that I can use to hold down the doors. It's a little bonus treasure room isn't the worst thing, but not really what I needed. So I'm gonna have to deal with that door there that's closed until I can push this block on properly. There we go. And more darkness, how exciting. I was hoping I wouldn't have to deal with that, but I guess I do. My goodness, there is just no light down here anywhere. I haven't even seen a torch I can light or anything. But I do know I need that. And that did not trigger it for some reason. Gotta try it again. That one was even farther, but worked that time for some reason. Oh, out of magic power. So now I can't fairyify these guys. But I do see a potentially bombable wall. And yay, another switch. Just what I needed. Oh, thank goodness. And I got some light again. I think there's a lot of these guys. And this looks like a prison, so I'm gonna have to go and flip that switch back there. Had to be there for a reason, I suppose. Alright, let's try this again. Much better. Well, that was cheap. He's gonna come and get me no matter where I go. Ooh, and that looks like the boss door. Finally. Ooh. I think I'd forgotten about this guy. Ah, get away from me, you gross eyeballs. Like that he's just sitting in a pool of goo. Oh, and then the lightning bolt. Figure there made sense. There had to be some way it was going to defend itself. And not finding it easy to find a good spot to just be invulnerable. Well, there goes one of my fairies. Glad I keep them in stock. Try my golden bee. See if it does anything. I'm gonna guess probably not. Just gonna buzz around ineffectively. And then run away. Oh, and another fairy. I don't know if I've had a boss that's taken me down twice. And only one left. I don't think I'm going to waste my time with the golden bee again. Oop. Apparently we're going to leave those 4 in the goo and let the big guy come after me. Not the most complex set of enemy attacks I've dealt with, but God, he takes a lot of hits. Oop, and he's done. Look at that, only 2 more hearts to go. No, at least one of those is going to come from the next dungeon, so I guess the last one will just be my little heart pieces that I gotta finish collecting. See what this maiden has to tell us. Our obligatory beginning. So they've already been used for their purpose, apparently, and they're just discarded now, so I guess Kenna doesn't really care that I'm collecting them. Guess that's why collecting one of them wasn't enough to disrupt all his plans. With that, Misery Mire is complete. And now, armed with my Staff of Samaria, we continue. Pretty sure, I just don't think there was 4 of those before, so now suddenly there are a lot of them. It's hard to get through that without getting hurt. Man, as if a bee is that threatening with somebody as far along and powerful as me. So before I go to Turtle Rock, I believe the time has come to visit Link's Dark World house, which is now the bomb shop. So if I'd come here earlier, he just sold normal bombs. He didn't have this big honkin' super bomb, which follows me around like that treasure chest did. I believe there's only one use for this, but it is a little bit finicky and kind of is easy to drop. And if you drop it, it just goes boom, so you got to be careful to hold on to it until you get to the end. So no super running, no big leaps. Treat it like the unstable ordnance it is. That was a little reference to Space Quest 5, if anybody ever played that. Alright, this little crocked thing that I've never been able to deal with. There we go. 3, 2, 1, kablooey! Good thing I didn't get caught in that. And in we go. And it's another Fountain of Wishes. Or Mysterious Spring, as they like to call it. So, before we were able to upgrade a few things, got the shield and the boomerang. This time, we can throw in the sword that we recently had tempered by the dwarves. It's the final form. And even more importantly than that, one more upgrade is needed here. It's time to get the legendary Silver Arrow, if you remember from the first. A teensy bit fat. Yes, apparently so. But just like in the first Legend of Zelda, the Silver Arrow is the only means to finish off Ganon. So, glad we got that before we try to take him on. Sometimes it's a little easier to travel around the light world because I can use my little birdie. And gotta find Turtle Rock, which is the last little area of the mountain that I haven't quite explored just yet. Love to fill up my fairies when I can, but apparently I failed there and just picked it up. I've been able to cross this bridge for quite a while, but there hasn't really been much reason to do so. There's a full-on warren of caves along here, with all kinds of little chests and treasures, but at this point, there isn't really a ton of need for me to collect tons of rupees and things like that, so I'm only going to focus on the treasures that are actually going to matter. Pickle my completionist brain. And even more fun, remember, every single cave maze here is doubled because the Dark World has its own set. So, here we go! This is one fun cave where the only way to progress is to keep falling down holes, navigating through these little tricks and traps. It's not like an incredibly complex maze, but it certainly is one that, if I recall, in my early days playing this game, it did not happen in one shot. Had to explore everything manually. Clearly, they want me to have lots of bombs there, though. Kind of glad I used the Pond of Happiness to load up in as many of those things as I could. Back on top. First little secret cave. Just trying to remember which one of these things I need to use. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. Makes the little secret pathway visible for a second. Now we're starting to see where the bombs are needed. Here's in this room, all three sides are bombable. Or at least they look like it. Although one of them doesn't actually blow up. But this one to the left. And then out the door, even though there's another little bombable looking place up there. See, it's just a full-on maze. And now I'm on this little island. So what to do when you end up in an isolated place in the Dark World? Let's see what's going on in the Light World. And we have one of the last pieces of a heart. I think there's only one left in the whole game. Gives me this handy little escape route here. Now let's walk around behind this. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Oopsie daisy. And these tantalizing little pegs to pound. those little buzzy noises suggest I did not do it the right way. So I think I was supposed to go the opposite direction. But no harm done. I can just reset them. Kind of hate these little things. I really don't know if there's a single way to get rid of them. All right, let's try it one more time. Here we go. And obviously there was no way to get up here from within the Dark World, so that's why I needed that. Take its suggestion and use the little Quake spell. And suddenly, Turtle Mountain is faceless. But I like the convenient entryway that we can suddenly see. Alright, time to explore the final one of these dungeons. So there's a little warning that I'm going to be using lots of magic power. Need my Staff of Samaria to get around. So continue to explore. I actually don't think this dungeon's quite as complex as the Misery Mire. But there is a lot of kind of frustrating little things you have to do to make it through. I also believe this might be the only dungeon with a heart piece in it. Kind of. A profoundly missable item, too. Many ways out of this room, but just gotta play around until I find the right one. So that locked door is probably the one I need the most. But obviously can't do anything with that until I find my key. Not really a fun way to do these. Just get creamed by them because they're too close and can't really walk into where the spikes are. That was fun. Magic and a fairy. Okay. I guess that's not where I had to go. So it's pretty straightforward, just gotta light all the torches. But I have to do it fast enough that I can make it to that door
while they're still lit up. So that would be a fail right there. Let's make use of this new key and see if we can move forward now. These guys are awful. You hit them and they bounce back and throw stuff at you. Oh, these things are awfuler. I think this might be the only place they appear. Stolen right out of Mario Brothers, but they are deadly. You just know there's a key hidden in this room. But you gotta dig around and find it. With these things coming after you. Man, that's harsh. Another new little thing. We've got these little Mario pipes to go with the Mario chain chomps. Lots of fairies down here, so I like those. And in we go. Around and around. don't think that's the right one. Still need to replace all those fairies those chain chomps sucked me out of, so glad to have that opportunity. Nice that I managed to avoid getting bunnied. These laser eye things, hate them. So you probably noticed that things changed a little bit. I completely missed this in my first run through. So I'm just inserting it here so that we can avoid making you have to sit and watch a replay of the whole level. But we'll rewind back to our proper time sequence as soon as this part's done. There we go, the final heart piece of the whole game. And you see absolutely full life at the same time. Unfortunately, I'll have to revert to a missing heart in a minute. But them's the breaks. Kinda sucks to find that and then not have the big key, so at least I know where it is. What's going on down here? Oh, I was hoping I could get it to get stuck on the crystal. At least that's that key that I look like I need down there. And at long last, the final shield. The mirror shield. And we gotta find the right walls to blow up again. Little mystery bats. And of course, one level down, it's all dark. Oh my goodness, there's a lot going on with this little set of trails. Guess I'll have to find my way through it. It's actually kind of fun because it's been so long. Don't really remember much of this stuff. So I guess that was needed for wherever the exit is here. That looks suspicious down there. Ooh, and kind of a bit of a challenge to get to it. Get a little bit roasted. These long bridges are always suspect. Ooh, that was close. Good job, me. These things really suck. This room is really quite a lengthy procedure to get through. It's starting to feel a little climactic. Boss door. What am I facing here? Ooh, this guy looks fierce. See what presumably is a fire guy and a ice guy. Only 3 hits, okay. Hopefully the ice guy is as easy. Youch. Okay, packs a punch. Really? I was assuming I would have to deal with the middle head somehow, but... Okay. That boss... Oh, okay, there we go. I had a feeling there had to be something more to this. That was a trick. But apparently less hits needed than the bouncing eyeball. And there's the heart, so I guess that's truly it. The last crystal, which I believe contains Zelda. If the little telepathic signals from earlier are to be believed. Really learning anything new here. I think we already knew that we don't want Ganon. But apparently I can corner him here in the Dark World, not in the Light World. So I guess that's cool. Always good to bring peace back. So the good news is Ganon's tower is not really that much of a hike. And having completed my collection of heart containers, as you notice, I'm back to the normal timeline. I've gone back and got that errant heart container. So I believe we have everything. Kind of amazing it took so long for us to find these guys. Here's the tower with its magical blinking barrier. The 7 sages' descendants will break that barrier and let me in. Ganon must be so mad. Alright, in we go. So right off the bat, we have 2 choices. I believe you can do either, but one can be a little more straightforward than the other. I believe there's also many rooms that do not serve any function and many keys that are not necessary to use. It's kind of hard to get. Pull it all the tricks. Well, this is scary. How convenient. This gives me lots of local keys. And we have another little warp panel maze to deal with. A whole big maze of secret panels. So I could use my lightning bolt trick, but I can also just light the torch. And unlike the lightning bolt trick, the lighting the torch keeps them visible. Just like that. And then we lose them. But let's see if I can remember that last little bit. No! Okay. At least with all the guys gone, maybe I can light them again and make it a little more conveniently. Nice. There's really lots of opportunity to fill up my arrows around here. But now I'm going to use a bomb. Oh, how fun. Same boss as my first boss fight, but on an icy surface. At least these silver arrows are much more effective. For this one, I am actually looking at a bit of a guide to help me get through here more efficiently, because this one is a horrible maze to get lost in. If I was just playing by myself, I would probably just suffer my way through it and explore, but I don't want to carry you guys along for a really boring ride. But the big key is a nice one to get. Have that out of the way. Berries are tantalizing, but also not super accessible. Ooh, in a big chest. What's in there for me here? Aha! The red outfit! So I'm maxing out my defense finally. So up we go, back to the main room, and this time we can go up the tower. Finished with all that silly basement stuff. Oh man, this is another time-consuming little room, I think. So I'm probably going to have to push one of those little bricks over on the side. And of course, not that one. Ooh. Really making me deal with all the enemies here. Lord. It's a fun little room. Noisy one. Goodness. Get me out of there. Oof. Looks like there's a bombable wall down there. But do I want to try to deal with that? I don't think so. I think it's somewhere where I get stuck. Oh, look at that. Having two of those things on the conveyor belt wasn't enough. Now we gotta add spikes and other things. Good thing I keep my fairies in stock. Oh wow, it just gets worse and worse. I think I'll just leave that heart on its own. Oh, those hearts were not doing much for me either. Oh, the second level boss with the mask throwing fireballs at me at the same time. Gotta have him actually come towards me. The last one is being very difficult. Finally. I have to admit, I liked it better with the first ones when they actually gave you stuff for killing them, though. Another room of joy. Nope, apparently you don't want to go there. Or there. Jesus. Can't go anywhere. Yeah, I forgot the mirror shield can just bounce that stuff back. But I seem to be having a hard time getting close enough. Okay, well, that was well done. I think I've proven myself as the master of this game. Alright. Laser eyeballs. That wasn't too bad, though. Yeah! This is a bit of a weird room. Oh, well done, me. That was a satisfying noise. Yikes! I didn't even notice those guys. I'll take the magic fill. Kind of sneaky, the little dropping level there. Pretty easy to miss that. I've got keys. That's at least there. Oh, this is nasty. Gotta blow that up without getting hit by these spiky things. Maybe the conveyor belt can do it for me. Looks like it probably can, just gotta be a little further along. Boom. There's a lot going on here. And boss number 3. This guy is not fun. But I like the 2 hits version. Now, just where to go? Alright, the little skip there was because I got confused, jumped off the edge, had to beat the boss again. So, again, for brevity. This one almost makes me feel like they want me to hit the spikes. But I don't want to hit the spikes. Okay, if that guy hits the spikes. Lord. It's starting to feel grand, and that looks like a boss door. Not gonna meet you a third time. We'll see about that. Kind of the same as the first battle. Not supposed to hit his little ice things, but supposed to throw his magic back at him. And this time he's got all these different versions of himself casting them at me. Gotta catch this rhythm. There we go. Got him. Now I just need to do that like about 55 more times, and then we should be all set. Nice, 2 of them in one go. Let's do that more. Ooh. Come here, bat, bat, bat. Let me get you. Oh. Well. Looks like Ganon has chosen to plunge through the roof of the pyramid. And it looks like I was able to follow him. So I guess down I go. Nice that it'll actually let me hit him before we even started. So again, for those of you eagle-eyed, I actually tried him a few times before I got the rhythm down and decided it might be good for me to have some health potions on hand, so I exchanged my fairies for some blue potions just to make this a little more manageable. So if that looks confusing, that is why. For this part of the battle, I just have to keep whacking him until he changes his tune, making his little flame circles around me. The potions don't go automatically, so I also have to be more careful, but it's nice that they fill up all my life instead of just the 7 hearts. Alright, now we have a situation where he's making the floor fall down. But nothing for me to do but continue to smack him around while he's busy doing that. So now he's changed his tack a little bit. And now we have him putting the torches out, which means that I can't actually see him. So basically, I have to hit him with my sword while he's visible, and then shoot him with an arrow. So, and then every time the torches go out, I have to put them back on. So it gets a little tedious. Especially when I miss. Missing stationary targets is always good. And we have a grand victory. Ganon is once again no match for the might of the plucky little Link. And this time we have all 3 Triforce. In the first game, we only had 2 of them. Second game, we introduced the 3rd. Now, I guess as a prequel, this is where they all come from. So it's time for a righteous work. I can wish the Dark World to disappear. What about all the people that live there? Da-na-na-na. That's the most triumphant acquisition yet. And with that, I think everything that's in Japanese has been translated, so we can just watch the credits in peace. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Let me know if there's any games that you'd like to see. And I hope you enjoyed this little excursion with me. Again, not trying to be a hotshot gamer or anything like that, but I think it's fun to see games in their original Japanese form and understand what they're actually saying and how that works. So, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.